Hey guys, it's Rob here and welcome back to another video. So in this video we are going to talk about some different rumors and leaks going around about the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. There's some interesting things popping up as well as some past stuff that seems to be confirmed just by Nintendo just releasing the games that were on that list, and this was from a store listing, so I found that pretty interesting. If you guys end up enjoying this video, make sure you guys leave a like. It helps the video reach more viewers when you do, and of course subscribe for more news, leaks, rumors, and all that great stuff when it comes to Zelda and Nintendo. So The Legend of Zelda 40th anniversary is a pretty interesting one because it's the big 4-0, so you know Nintendo's probably going to do something pretty interesting for it, or at least I would think so. If we look at the Mario 40th anniversary and what they did, they brought back the Galaxy games in a 1-2 pack. You can buy them separately of course, but it really does make you wonder, what are they going to do for Zelda's 40th anniversary? There are multiple things they could do. They could do a Twilight Princess remake, they could port Twilight Princess HD or Wind Waker HD over to the Nintendo Switch, or do like a double pack, or they could do an Ocarina of Time remake, and that's the main thing that we're going to be covering. So some recent things have been popping up, but first I do want to take a look at something first. With all the stuff surrounding the 40th anniversary for The Legend of Zelda, I do find this pretty interesting. Store listing claims new 3D Mario and a new Legend of Zelda remake to release in 2025. So this is what the story says. This was posted on February 1st, 2025, by the way. A store listing on Newegg for a $50 Nintendo eShop gift card has claimed that a new 3D Mario and a Legend of Zelda remake and remaster will release in 2025. The description on the store listing states 2025 games, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, new 3D Mario. The interesting thing about this is it says Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. We didn't know the release date. We didn't even know if it was going to be in 2026. Remember that. And it does say a new 3D Mario, new Mario Kart, which we did get that, and of course we're getting Metroid Prime 4 in 2025, and a Legend of Zelda remake / remaster, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, and Pokemon Legends ZA. A lot of these games have since been confirmed. Now, continuing with the article, it says the first look at the trailer for the Nintendo Switch 2 did confirm a new Mario Kart game is in development for the upcoming console. Of course, that has since been released, and a new 3D Mario and Legend of Zelda remake or remaster have been rumored but have not been announced. Now, even way back before February 1st of 2025, it has been heavily rumored that Ocarina of Time was going to be getting a remake. If you guys remember, there were some things happening for the Oracle of Seasons and Ages as well. But now when you come back to present day, some more things have been happening, specifically on the Lego side of things. Now we know that when Nintendo does these things, they like to do different type of toys, special editions, stuff like that. Kind of like the Mario 40th anniversary, how we got the talking flower, and of course we got the thing for Mario Galaxy, the art book. So it's no surprise that Nintendo would be doing something with The Legend of Zelda, and this might be one of those things for the 40th anniversary. So over on Twitter, Nintendo Prime got this from the community on Discord for the Legos, and this says that they're really on top of this stuff. This is his exact tweet and what he said. Comes back from the Brick Tap community on Discord that is really on top of this stuff. This would be the second Zelda set that makes it 2 out of 2 that references directly Ocarina of Time. Remake gaining steam ? Nintendo likes to cross-market everything together. So this could end up being some kind of Lego set for the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda, and it does have Ocarina of Time, and like you said in the tweet, it's 2 out of 2. This isn't the first time it's been referenced to the Ocarina of Time. So it does make you wonder if this is a big focus for the 40th anniversary, and that's why there's so many things that point towards the Ocarina of Time. Of course, there is also that listing that I talk about, that some kind of remake or remaster is happening, and could that be Ocarina of Time? Again, take that all with a grain of salt, and the other stuff that we're going to talk about that has to do with Ocarina of Time going forward in this video as well. Don't believe it, wait for it to come true or be disproven. With that being said, let's continue. So over on Twitter, Necro, another Nintendo insider / leaker, says rumor, Lego Zelda Ocarina of Time. Lego Group and Nintendo are expected to launch the Ganondorf diorama set on March 1st, 2026. Keep that date in mind, by the way. This set is expected to feature around 1,003 pieces, and this was the first one that they were talking about. That's why Nintendo Prime in his tweet said 2 out of 2, because this was the first one and then the other one was the second one. So this doesn't necessarily point towards the actual game, the Ocarina of Time remake, actually happening, but the fact that so many things are surrounding this game that are happening that have to do with the Ocarina of Time, there's a pretty good chance that we might be seeing a remake or at least a focus on this game. Now, as to other things that could show up at a 40th anniversary, you can really name a number of things. I think one of the easiest things that Nintendo could do when it comes to just showing different Zelda games and giving us different ways to play different Zelda games would be, of course, the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. We already have the GameCube version on the Nintendo Switch Online service. There's also the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD as well, porting that over. It doesn't make you wonder if they ever do bring those to the Nintendo Switch too, because they brought a lot of different Wii U games and of course GameCube games and a whole bunch of other slew of different games from the past consoles over to the Switch, especially considering now that we have the Switch 2 and we can go up to 4K, 60 FPS, better performance, all of those great things. It does make you wonder if they will bring those in either separate releases or in a pack. If we were to go off of the Super Mario 40th anniversary, if they ever do bring those two games, Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD, I think they'll probably do the same thing they did with the Mario Galaxy games. So put the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess in one pack, and then of course you can buy them separately, which I think is probably the best option here. Of course, then you gotta talk about the price. More than likely they'll price it the same way they did the Galaxy games, which I know a lot of people aren't gonna like, assuming they ever do bring those games into the Nintendo Switch ecosystem. But yeah, as to where we can actually see this Ocarina of Time remake, if it ends up happening at all, or just in general the 40th anniversary, because I always thought that Nintendo would do a separate Nintendo Direct for Mario, but no, they didn't. They combined the September Nintendo Direct and the I guess what would have been the Mario Direct into one whole Nintendo Direct. So I think they'll probably do the same thing for the Legend of Zelda, and I'm guessing more than likely it's gonna be for the February Nintendo Direct. For those who don't know, Nintendo usually does do a February Nintendo Direct, and as we've seen, they're still somewhat keeping the same schedule of Nintendo Directs during the Nintendo Switch 1's lifetime, so I'm assuming that we're going to be getting a February Nintendo Direct because we usually do get one of those. And the reason why I say this is because the launch date, at least according to the LEGO Group and Nintendo, they're expected to launch the Ganondorf diorama on March 1st, 2026, right? So that's just right after February, so they would probably announce it at February Nintendo Direct and say, hey, you can buy this in 2026. March 1st is coming out, unless they change the date. But that date is a little that date is a little suspicious, and it is pretty close to the Nintendo Direct, so that's why I think they're probably going to combine the two. I hope that they go all out for the 40th anniversary for The Legend of Zelda, because remember what they did for the I think it was the 35th anniversary? Oh man, they might as well just completely ignored it at that point. Like, they did barely anything for the 35th anniversary, so I would be really shocked if they didn't just dump the Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess on the Nintendo Switch 2. I would be really shocked at that point. Or not Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD on the Nintendo Switch 2. I think I'd also take like a Twilight Princess remake as well. I feel like that game has aged a lot worse, at least visually, compared to something like Wind Waker HD. You don't need to do a remake of that. I mean, would that even look any better than what it could currently look as an HD or the HD version? I'd actually be very curious on that. I mean, we'll never find out because I don't think Nintendo would ever. Honestly, I would like a new. This will never happen because they haven't done anything with Toon Link in a long time, but I'd like a new Toon Link game. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments section below. When do you think the next Nintendo Direct is going to be? Do you think it's going to be in February? Do you think it's going to showcase the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda, and do you think that's going to have to do with an Ocarina of Time remake? And what games would you want to be featured in that game? Because remember, we did get, for the Mario game, we didn't get a Mario game specifically, like a new Mario game, but we did get those Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, and we did get a new Yoshi game. And we know that Nintendo does still plan on making games that are kind of like the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. They've said so in that interview about, I think it was about 4 or 5 months ago, so they are going to make more of those games. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe that's one of the games that might show up there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.